I felt a great disturbance in the Force.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Wiltshire's Film Force, and The Last Jedi is almost here. And so Josh and me, to celebrate that, we've decided to rank the Star Wars films. Now, we're not including Last Jedi, as we may have seen it by the time this video comes out, but we're filming it before. So, Josh, now, if we had to rank the films, we're going to rank them separately and then argue about it.
That sounds good.
What...
We start from the bottom.
Yes, start from the bottom. What is your worst... What do you consider the worst Star Wars film? We're only considering live action theatrical released. So the Clone Wars film is not included. The Holiday Special is not included. The Ewok Adventures are not included. Any of those Lego films are not included. Any other ones I've missed?
I mean, the Holiday Special is live action.
Yeah, but that's not theatrically released. What do you consider the worst Star Wars film?
Well, I think we're going to agree on this one, which is Attack of the Clones, right at the bottom.
Okay, yeah, Attack of the Clones is the worst Star Wars film. Attack of the Clones is number 8 in our rank of Star Wars films. I think we can both agree on that.
What are your reasons for it being the bottom?
Well, for one thing, the chemistry between Hayden Christensen and Natalie Portman is terrible. The line in it's now become a meme, okay?
The sand.
The sand.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
It's stupid. It's the worst.
Plus, you get to see whiny Anakin.
You get whiny Anakin.
That's some good points there.
There are good points.
The Battle of Geonosis with Kit Fisto smiling there.
Kit Fisto smiling, yeah, and Mace Windu. You've got I think the best scene in it we can all agree on is the chase scene between Jango Fett and Obi-Wan Kenobi through the asteroid field.
Yeah, good scene.
That scene is good. What other things do you hate about Attack of the Clones? Yeah.
Jar Jar, Anakin, Natalie Portman.
We can both agree that Attack of the Clones is the 8th.
The bottom.
Is the boss. So number 7. What do you consider your number 7?
I think mine's going to be a bit of a controversial one. It's Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
I just...
Why?
I'm not saying it's like objectively bad. It's a good film, but I'm just not as fussed about it.
You're not as fussed.
Like it as much.
Is there anything that puts it... We'll get into it a bit later, but what puts it at number 7 for you?
The Ewoks.
The Ewoks.
Like the last battle... The last battle's good. The space battle's good. The fight between Luke and Darth Vader is okay, but the ground battle with Ewoks, I can't stand it.
See, my number 7 will be The Phantom Menace.
See, mine's Phantom Menace is higher, man. I like it purely because of nostalgia purposes.
It has the nostalgia, but as I said in the previous video we did together, the Senate scenes are boring. And the Senate scenes are boring. I hate Kid Anakin. The pod racing kill. Again, it's like Attack of the Clones. It has some great scenes, but when you put it together as a whole movie, it doesn't hold up.
Especially when rewatching it, nostalgia doesn't do it.
Rewatching, and Jar Jar Binks, he's got the biggest lot of Jar Jar Binks ever.
No, Mr. Stay. Mr. called Jar Jar Binks. Mr. Your humble...
And the battle between Maul, Qui-Gon Jinn, and everyone is a great battle.
But again, it seems in Return of the Jedi, I could take... There's great scenes in it, but it also has a great story throughout it.
Yeah.
With Phantom Menace, great scenes in it, not so great story throughout it. What's your number 6?
So my number 6 is Revenge of the Sith.
Okay, why Revenge of the Sith?
For some of the reasons that you talked about in Phantom Menace, like it's a lot of the politics behind it, and again the relationship between Anakin and Padme. I just don't find that interesting in the film.
Okay, I think I would also go with Revenge of the Sith for my number 6.
Okay,
it is the best of the prequels.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, actually, my one. No, Phantom Menace is the best of the prequels.
No, for me, it is the best of the prequels. That's why I've got all the other two behind it. What else do you like or not like?
So I really like Revenge of the Sith. I think it's got really good characters, especially when it introduces General Grievous.
Yeah.
The introduction of General Grievous isn't done very well, but I think General Grievous is like a very interesting character, and it finally gets rid of Count Dooku, which.
I like Count Dooku, but it just wasn't needed.
No.
But, the opening of Revenge of the Sith is great. That opening scene above Coruscant.
2 Jedi ships.
Swooping in.
It's so good.
Another great space battle. Certain points in the film do sort of annoy me a bit. That's why I was debating whether to put it slightly higher, but, 4 Jedi Masters die so quickly.
Yeah.
Okay? In some ways... You could have made Palpatine a bigger threat if he'd held 4 Martys all attacking him at once.
It makes them look pathetic.
It makes them look pathetic and him look just good.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if he'd held 4 Jedi Masters and you can see his skill.
Yeah, you would have actually seen Darcy's skill with the lightsaber and with the Force compared to just attacking.
It also introduced a few more plot holes into the Star Wars universe. Like, Padme died at childbirth, but somehow Princess Leia says she can remember her mum. And then you have the also other issue of Padme dying from a broken heart.
Yeah, losing the will to live, yeah. After she's just had twins.
Yeah.
She's a terrible mother.
I know. And what was the worst scene? Can we both agree on the worst scene of Revenge of the Sith?
I know my worst scene, because it's the worst scene in the entire
What is the worst
Star Wars. It's I don't think you'll agree with it though. It's the scene where it's like, where Anakin and Padme are like across the city and just having like an emotional little crying session, like, and Anakin's in the temple and Padme's in their apartment. Across Coruscant is my least favourite scene in the entirety of Star Wars.
I think Padme and Anakin generally is everyone's least favourite storyline. So what is your number 5?
My number 5 is Phantom Menace. That's where Phantom Menace comes in.
So it comes up. So you put in Phantom Menace over Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
I cannot believe that.
Yeah, it's just like personal opinion.
Why do you even?
It's not an objectively better film, but in my opinion, I prefer the Phantom Menace. Again, just purely because of the nostalgia reasons. It's like the first Star Wars film I watched in the cinema. And also, Darth Maul puts it up another couple of notches.
Yeah. Darth Maul definitely puts any film he could appear in. Darth Maul was one of the best characters from Phantom Menace. He was our number 1 underrated character.
Yeah.
My number 5 is going to be Rogue One.
Right.
Now, I loved Rogue One when I first saw it. I loved it. I remember getting out of the film and calling you, because we've both seen it midnight showings at separate cinemas, and calling you, we were just like, listen, every Easter egg that we spotted together, we were just, it's such an amazing. But after rewatching Rogue One another 2 or 3 times, like I saw it again at the cinema and I loved it, and then rewatching it a few times, it isn't as great as I thought it was. From the second act where it jumps from planets to planets to planets, and like you have no attachment to any of the planets, I don't really care about Gale and Ursa dying. Them breaking Jyn Erso out of jail wasn't necessarily needed. I promised a war film, but they all split up immediately as soon as they got on that planet, and there was no them working as a team. The only characters I fell in love with K2SO. K2SO, I felt I was more emotional when a droid died than when some of the other characters died. I didn't care about Bodhi Rook.
Oh, the pilot?
The pilot.
No, I cared about that.
I know, Bodhi Rook. I didn't care about...
And the guy from Rizzle Kicks with him.
Yeah, Rizzle Kicks is in there.
And there's a lot of fluff and there's a lot of fan service, but I still think it's a fantastic film in its route.
I like fan service, and I love the fan service. I think the fan service was perfect in Rogue One.
Well, some of it was nice and subtle. Some of it, like R2 and C3PO being in it, was a bit.
I love the fact that R2 and C3PO are the only characters who appeared in every single.
Well, that's it. They've got
somehow.
Film, haven't they?
I don't know how they're going to do it, but somehow they're going to see it in Han Solo.
You're going to see them solo.
But just because I didn't have as much attachment to the characters as I think they wanted me to. And for pure rewatchability factor, it doesn't have a rewatchability factor for me. That's why it's my number 5.
I think I agree to disagree on this one.
What was your number 4?
My number 4 is going to be Force Awakens.
Why Force Awakens?
I think it's just middle of the pack. I really enjoyed it. And I remember seeing it again, obviously on the midnight showing, like seeing the big Star Wars come up. I was unbelievable watching Star Wars in the cinema for the first time in a long time. And it was good, but there was like a rehash in episode 4.
See, I hate when people say that. It
is a rehash.
But then half sequels are rehashed, but the plot points were different. Yes, they had a super weapon, but that's what the Empire or First Order do. They think, we'll just build a bigger super weapon. I'm
not saying it's necessarily a bad thing. I think it does a very good, it does very good service to A New Hope, but it does have very similar points. And I enjoyed it. I like the characters. I'm really looking forward to Last Jedi to see what happens with them.
Definitely.
But I just don't think it competes in the other films that are in the Star Wars series.
No, my number 4 is A New Hope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. New Hope, just because of pure... I love the film, like the opening scene of Tantive 4. To me, I think New Hope was a great starting point. But the story, it doesn't have the best character development. for certain of the characters compared to the other film.
Yeah,
I think.
I agree with
That's why I put it at number. What is your number 3 film?
My number 3 out of the Star Wars universe is Empire Strikes Back. What?
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
my
in the top
god.
3. It's a great film.
Oh,
Is that going to be your number 1?
baby, will she? Spoilers.
Yeah.
Why have you put it here?
Well, it's got good reasons. There's only good things. The Hoth battle obviously is one of the best scenes in the entire film series with the AT-ATs. The battles between Luke and Darth Vader in Bespin, again brilliant. The father reveal, yeah, and also the space scenes in the Millennium Falcon.
But there must be something sort of bad or that you don't like it as much as the other ones.
Is
it just you like the other ones more?
I just like the other ones more.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's no proper reason for it, but I just do.
My number 3 is Return of the Jedi. Now, I love, probably, back when I was a kid, it was probably my favourite Star Wars film until Attack of the Clones came out, and that beat it when I was a kid because of the Yoda fight. But going back and rewatching Return of the Jedi, the Ewoks, I love the Ewoks. You have an issue with the Ewoks,
yeah,
I know.
so annoying.
No, but they're originally going to be Wookiees.
Oh shit, no, they're not cannibalistic.
They're not cannibalistic. Except they do play drums on Stormtroopers' helmets, which we don't know what happened to the Stormtroopers. But
they were going to eat Han.
yeah, that is true. And somehow they happen to have a dress that fits Princess Leia perfectly.
The forest dress, yeah. They have excellent weavers.
Yeah. But I think showing a tribal civilization taking down the might of the Empire, I think that's a great metaphor.
Well, I think that's interesting, but I think I prefer the Gungans to the Ewoks. I hate Jar Jar, but I like
You
the
have
Gungans.
lost all credibility in this.
I prefer the Gungans
video.
to the Ewoks.
Well, who doesn't love
cute
Wicket W. Warwick, okay?
I don't love him.
Oh, I love Wicket W. Warwick. And then you have the great the great lightsaber fight between Luke and Vader, and Vader finally bringing balance to the Force and killing Emperor Palpatine. It has this best space battle.
I've got a better space battle coming up.
No,
Yes.
compared to Return of the Jedi, it has a better Mon Calamari in it. Okay, it's got the best line.
It's a trap!
Return of the Jedi definitely deserves to be, I think, in the top 5 Star Wars films. It so does.
Yeah.
Now, moving on to your number 2. What is your number 2?
My number 2 is Rogue One.
Why Rogue One? What puts this above?
Space battle for one. The space battle is the best space battle in the Star Wars universe. With even the previous scene with the X-wings in is just fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
But over the ring with the shield ring, I think it's fantastic. The other stuff I like is that it's a mission that's doomed to a doomed mission though, and they all know they're going to make the ultimate sacrifice of the good of the.
It was the best Suicide Squad film of that year.
Yeah. Also, get to see Darth Vader in a new light. I know he's not in many scenes, but the last scene with killing rebels with a lightsaber.
I got goosebumps in that film.
Darth Vader is actually scary in the Star Wars films. For
yeah, definitely. But then my issue with Rogue One again is they finally did Darth Vader correctly,
but then they did him quite wrongly.
They did him quite wrongly. Don't choke on your ambitions.
Yeah.
What? Is Darth Vader punny now? We've done that. So my number 2 is Force Awakens.
Okay, that's quite high.
It is high, but when I'm actually Force Awakens got me. I've always loved Star Wars. I love the expanded universe, and I was so hesitant for these new films because I love the expanded universe so much. They reset the universe, which to me, having invested hundreds of pounds and a lot of my childhood into these books that everyone else hated. I remember you mocking me for reading the book The Courtship of Princess Leia.
I'm glad they reset the universe.
Okay.
I'm glad they reset the universe.
Yes, but I was worried what they were going to do with it. And I think The Force Awakens brought enough new, but enough of the old, that it had found new fans, it found old fans, it found fans that never thought they'd like Star Wars.
Yeah.
It had a great new villain who's not like Darth Vader at all in Kylo Ren.
I think that Kylo Ren in Force Awakens is what Anakin should have been in the prequels. A truly conflicted character between light and dark.
They have a great few mysteries that we again have always gotten resolved with Rey's parentage, who is Snoke.
All going to be revealed in The Last Jedi, hopefully.
I don't think Snoke is going to be revealed. Rey definitely has to be. If they hold out any longer, we're going to get annoyed.
Hopefully they'll give some clues as to who Snoke is.
Yeah, definitely. All in all, that film it is a great film. I think I can't wait to see what they do with The Last Jedi, and it was a great reintroduction to the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
And it brought enough new in and plenty of old. So, drum roll. What is your number one Star Wars film of all time?
My number one is A New Hope.
A New Hope. Why?
The original Star Wars.
What makes New Hope your number one film?
I think it's just a classic. And it's got so many great scenes, and it introduces us to the Star Wars universe, and it introduces us to all these characters. But some of the scenes that I'd say, the trench run, this is one of my favourites.
Yeah.
The garbage compactor scene.
Okay, yeah.
Then,
That even scared me as a kid.
the cantina scene as well.
The cantina scene, all those aliens.
It's so memorable for me. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's a great story and a lot of memorable scenes.
Yeah, no, I can't argue with that because New Hope, it is a good film. I've got it slightly ranked lower, obviously. And I think partly that Luke, or Mark Hamill has not found his foot as an actor now.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
But it is such a good film from the opening scene.
Yeah, funny enough, the scene where Luke stands. This is one of my favourite scenes.
And it has a
The
great theme.
music
It has
is
a great
incredible.
score. Definitely. And that sets up such a great universe.
Okay, so what's your number one?
My number one is Empire Strikes Back. It's probably a lot of people's number one.
I'd say so, yeah.
Partly because it goes slightly darker. It's got probably, I'd say, one of the best sci-fi ground battles with the AT-ATs,
Yeah, definitely,
the snow
definitely.
speeders. You know, you can sense the hopelessness in the rebels. You suddenly think, after seeing New Hope, thinking, yes, they're going to win. You suddenly see, holy shit, what have they got to go?
A struggle, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a struggle. You've got the Luke Skywalker and the Wampa. The Wampa is freaking scary. And the only reason they put that in is because Mark
of the car
Hamill got a car
accident,
crash in a car accident.
So
and
and
then-
then get the scars, yeah.
Yeah. But then you also have the great, I think, one of the best lightsaber fights of the trilogy. One of the most emotional lightsaber fights.
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker versus Darth Vader.
I also got the introduction of Yoda,
Yeah, and the introduction of Yoda.
and that is hilarious. That's a really funny scene as well.
Because you expecting, the master who once
Yeah.
trained me, he was a wise Jedi, and you suddenly see this Kermit the Frog,
He
basically.
was eating a lot of sausage.
Yeah, come on screen. You're thinking, what is this? And it's Yoda,
Yeah.
you know. And that scene when Luke goes into the cave and he cuts Darth Vader's helmet, and it
To
reveals
reveal
to be
himself.
himself. You know, and some of the lines in it are just so quotable. You know, the best line in it that everyone misquotes: "No, I am your father." So we ranked our 1 to 8, and we agreed that we both had Attack of the Clones at number 8, but then all our ones are a bit mixed.
I said we
And
had
that-
like sort of the lower ones.
The lower
and
ones,
higher
well, you had Return of the Jedi at number 7.
There
Okay,
was some
I'm
disagreements.
surprised you won't get shot after this video. Okay, Return of the Jedi at number 7. I can accept it number 5 or higher, but number 7, you put in Revenge of the Sith
I
and
can't
Phantom
believe you got
Menace.
the New Hope so low.
A New Hope was only my
Yeah.
number 4, was it?
That's still
Or 5?
still low.
Yeah, but I just think some of the other films I just love more. And Force Awakens, I just rewatched the other night,
Definitely going to be looking forward to
Yeah.
Last Jedi.
and it set up The Last Jedi, which is now I cannot wait for.
Days away.
Or by the time this video comes out, we may have already seen it. We're not sure. So how would you rank the Star Wars films? And once you've seen The Last Jedi, where would that rank? I'm hoping it's going to be my number 1. It looks like it could be.
It definitely could be, yeah.
But, you know, would it actually change our views of the other films? Do you think I might eventually move Force Awakens a lot lower? And don't forget to hit that like button. And until next time, thank you for watching. Thank you, Josh, for coming.
You're
Okay? We'll probably do another video very soon, maybe in 5 minutes. Let us also know what you think of The Last Jedi once you've seen it. I'll be putting a review out as soon as I've seen it at midnight, hopefully, if I'm not too tired. But I cannot wait. So, until next time, bye.